There we go. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for those joining live. And if you're watching this on the recording, happy May 25th to you. We'll get started here with some updates. Just a reminder, this meeting is brought to you by the Downtown Collaborative Committee. That's myself representing Noblesville Main Street, Brandon Bennett from Noblesville Parks and Rec, Bob Dubois from the Chamber of Commerce, Aaron Head from the City of Noblesville, and Ailey McGill from Nickel Plate Arts. These meetings are anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes of presentation, and then we allow for the remaining part of the hour for any questions you may have for any of us. We'll start today with an update from Ailey McGill.
Hi all, good morning. As an avid gardener, I am glad that it is raining this morning. I don't know if anybody else is, but my beets are very happy about it. Did want to make sure you guys were aware that Nickel Plate Arts will be holding our annual Maker Fair on June 8th from 11 to 3. It's actually going to be 11 to 5. I'm not sure where that 3 p.m. came from. It's in conjunction with the oh, never mind. Okay, so Maker Fair is 11 to 5. It's in conjunction with the Strawberry Festival, which is held by St. Michael's. We are also going to include a Juneteenth celebration kind of in the center of our layout. And we're going to be closing Logan Street. So we are encouraging the merchants and business owners along Logan to think about how to expand out onto the sidewalk or do something fun in front of their buildings, since we have encroachment permit opportunities through that. We're also, we've already started seeing the impact of the county garage being open. So we felt like it was okay to close Logan because there are so many new additional parking spaces in that building. And the North Alley will serve as kind of an entryway to our whole event from that parking space. We are in preparation for Strawberry Festival and Maker Fair. We are holding a Prepare for the Fair sort of art of business training on June 8th. That's a second Saturday. And that's the thing that's 11 to 3. If I could read, I would have known that. And we'll have a few experienced artists on hand who can help give tips and pointers. We'll have at least one booth set up so that artists can kind of see how a pro sets up their booth, engages people. If you know anybody who would benefit from that, whether or not they're participating in Maker Fair, please make sure to send them our way. And you can also shop just from the artists who are set up that day, which is also a really great thing. I also want to mention that we are still accepting applications for our June exhibit, which is called Community Medleys, and it's focused on Pride and Juneteenth and other social celebrations. So we're still looking for art for that. So please, if you know anybody who would fit that theme, or you want more information about the theme, please reach out to me or have them just submit through our website, because we'd love to include as many new and different community members as possible. This is a chance to really show off a different kind of art. There will be some updates forthcoming about the Art Fair on the Square as well, which happens on August 6th. That's actually Hamilton County Artists Association's event, but it is a cultural district signature event. So Nickel Plate is involved and helps advertise, but we'll get to that later. So that's it for me.
Thanks, Ailey. All right, I have a few updates for you from Noblesville Main Street. We have a lot going on, including tonight, in fact. Mateo's is graciously hosting a wine dinner tonight, where some of those proceeds will go directly to Noblesville Main Street. If you've not yet made a reservation and want to, make sure you call over to Mateo's and see if they can get you in. I know we're getting pretty full over there, so that's an exciting thing. We're excited to do that with the community. Tomorrow, we've got the Main Street Mixer at Prime Evil Brewing. This is from 5 to 7. Kurt Meyer, who's on the call today, has generously hosted in fact, the first 20 guests will get a drink on Kurt, which is very exciting. This is an opportunity really for anyone to come and learn a little bit more about Noblesville Main Street. If you're looking for some sponsorship opportunities, some volunteer opportunities, or you just want to come and meet some of the members of the board and make some friends. That's really what it's about. It's very casual and all are welcome. Wanted to give you an update on our next big thing that's coming up is Noblesville Race Weekend. So a reminder that the Boys and Girls Club, in partnership with Noblesville Parks and Rec, will put on the bed race on June 3rd, starting at 7 p.m. on the square. We then on Saturday have the duck race, which is going to be from 12 to 3. Plenty of opportunities still to buy your race tickets. You can get those at the farmers market. You can get those from any board member, and just make sure that you get those. We'll also be set up on June 3rd on the square, so you can get those from us too. Also, really fun activity that's happening during that weekend is the Noblesville Schools Education Foundation is doing the Amazing Miller Race. If you go to our website and you look up the race weekend page, there's details where you can sign up for this digital scavenger hunt, a really fun family activity for anyone to do of any age. July 1st, Music and All That Jazz returns to the square. We have the Cohen-Rutkowski project that's going to be bringing us great music. Also, just want to remind you, the farmers market is still going on. We've had 3 weeks now of the market. I've heard no complaints of any parking or anything that we've all been so worried about. So it's working. We've got so many, about 100 vendors that are there. It's quite a place to be on a Saturday from 8 a.m. till noon. So we hope you'll join us again this weekend. My biggest news this week is that the street dance, originally scheduled for July 23rd, has been moved to August 6th. This was really kind of a coordination we needed to change things for some safety and just some logistical reasons this year. But we are excited that falls on the Saturday just after school's back in session, so we can really celebrate the hard work of our students getting back into the swing of things, and one last hurrah to summer as we gather together on the square for live music and dancing. Those are really the updates for me. So I will pass it over now to Bob Dubois.
Thanks, Kate. That's gonna be an exciting weekend because you got a whole bunch of stuff there, and I think it's perfect timing for schools when just starting back, chance to reconnect. So I think it should turn out to be fantastic. So I also I just want to give a shout out to all those folks that were involved in the Peony Festival this last weekend, because it livened up, it brightened up, it cheered up. It was a great, fantastic event. A lot of great people put a lot of hard work into that. It was just great to see. And I just wanted to say thank you also to those folks that participated in our Taste of Business last week. We had about 90 businesses there, and hundreds of folks interacting with our local businesses. Great representation from Main Street and Nickel Plate Arts, and the artist community was there. And downtown businesses were there. It was fantastic. So we have a couple things coming up. We're continuing our State of series. Today we have State of the Economy. Presented by First Merchants. The president of Private Wealth Management is going to give a really deep dive into the local economy. It's probably one of the meatiest presentations in my entire chamber career on the economy that is being presented based on the advanced slide deck that I've seen. So we're looking forward to that. If you missed that today, there'll probably not be an opportunity to get some of that data from us going forward. And then June 29th, the State of the County. That is important for downtown businesses. The county is such a player in the downtown area with that new parking garage coming online. I know that the county commissioners would love to see some good representation from downtown businesses at this luncheon. It's at the 4-H Fairgrounds on the 29th. But they will share not only what is planned in the county world, county government world, in downtown Noblesville, but also throughout the Hamilton County area for projects, and it's always a good take and a good primer for all things Hamilton County. And then I just wanted to remind everyone that we have till May 31st for our Women of Impact Award nominations. This is a first time, this is the inaugural award. We have some wonderful nominations in, but I know there are additional people out there that should be recognized with nominations. And so we encourage you to go to our website and download that Google app. It's really simple to fill out. That will be presented at the Women Leadership Luncheon, which is on July 27th at Mustard Seed. And the theme for our women's network this year is mentoring. And so we have a couple of featured speakers at that luncheon that will talk about mentoring programs that exist in Central Indiana. And we also have one of our key evidences of women in leadership, and that is our largest employer in town, SMC. The CEO will be, who is a female, will be speaking about her journey in leadership at SMC. And mental health first aid training is a continuation. It's a partnership with Invest Hamilton County. It's grant funded by the county commissioners. We encourage people, it's all day training. We encourage people to do this training. This is training that normally would cost $300 or $400 to do, and we do it for $40 for folks courtesy of the grant. So that is coming up. And then a couple things that are off script. We have some other things. The first Wednesday of the month, we do a coffee with our young professionals that rotates around the community. The second Wednesday of the month, we do a women's coffee, always at the Smith House I call that Greater Downtown Noblesville. And you're more than welcome. Those are free events. We ask people to register for those, just a chance to network. Similar to the Thursday night mixer that Kate just talked about, which was wonderful. These are very similar. They just happen to be coffee instead of beer, morning instead of afternoon for things. And this week we launched one of our new networks, and it may apply to some of the businesses in downtown Noblesville. It's our AEC network, which is our architects, engineers, and construction folks. And that launched this week with a good core group of a dozen folks, and they are planning some big activities for the fall to give you a chance to see behind the scenes of how Noblesville goes vertical with projects, where dirt is being moved and how it's being moved and why it's being moved and what are those economic opportunities. So that's kind of what we've got going on. We appreciate the time and the engagement with all these good organizations. So thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Bob. All right, Brandon Bennett, Noblesville Parks and Rec.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody? Couple things just to bring to the attention of this group here. Food Truck Friday does start this Friday down at Federal Hill. We do believe we will be using the Market Plaza for that as in the past. But if there's any issues with access to the site during the week, then we will use the Eyebrow, which is the widest part of the trail, the loop around Federal Hill Commons there up towards Logan Street. So hope to see everybody out there on Friday. After these two, or after this slide, there will be both schedules for our concerts at the Commons and then our summer concerts at Dillon Park. So Kate will put those up here in just a second. And then Kate's already mentioned the Noblesville race weekend with the bed race, which is that big piece that we work on with the Boys and Girls Club from the parks perspective. Closing down 9th Street and racing beds down the street. And that's a fundraiser and raises money for scholarships for kids to attend our camps that may not otherwise have a chance financially to be able to go. So that's also the same for the Boys and Girls Club. So we partner on that. It's a cool event, and it's a great cause, making sure that kids can spend their summers at camp if they so choose. Or we also do other scholarships for other types of activities for kids, but mainly summer camp. So, and then Kate, you have to go back one more. I'm sorry. That's it. That's it. That's what we've got right now. I'm sure there's more, but I want to keep it concise and be cognizant of your time. I'll be happy to take questions when we're done here.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandon. All right. Aaron Head, City of Noblesville.
Hi, good morning. So a lot of what I wanted to talk about today was on our alley activation program that we have in downtown. And we have some new projects that are coming online this year, and Ailey is working hard on pulling into the artists that will and makers that will be able to implement these projects in the east and south alleys. So in the east alley, we have a really artistic shade structure that's going to be created by an artist, Rachel Kavathi. I'm probably going to get that wrong. She actually used to be my boss in Fisher's 10 years ago or so. So she'd kill me if it was Rachel Johnson. But anyway, she's creating this really cool shade structure that emulates a butterfly wing and will actually move kind of with the wind as it pushes through. And so that'll be a really nice addition to the east alley. And then also in the south alley, we're working on a water mitigation sculpture. So some of the water will slow down as it comes down from the top. And that's something that will help the alley not spread water out across it so quickly. It's going to slow it down so that it's not just standing puddles in that alley. So it's maintenance-y, but it also will look really cool. And then in addition, we're working on a light installation in the south alley as well. That will be really a unique installation, unlike anything that we've done before. So typically what we've seen is, we use really pretty Edison lights, and those look really neat and nice, but we're trying to push the envelope a little bit further and approach it in a more artistic way. So stay tuned for that. We'll have some kind of concept drawings here before too long we can present, hopefully maybe even at the next meeting, so we can show everybody kind of where we're going with the south alley. So one other thing I want to mention too with alley activation is, I would say this year in particular, we've had more activation in our alleys than we've ever had before. And for us at the city and Nickel Plate and Main Street, these things are extremely important to us because we set forth on this plan to activate these alleys long ago with the intent that we would have all this activity in them, and for different reasons too, not just a dining experience, that we could have music in the alleys and art experiences. And now we're actually seeing, like last month with the art alley market, that expanded into an alley outside of our base 3 alleys around the square. So what we want to make sure that all the businesses know is, if you want to activate those alleys for some sort of business purpose, for an event, I see Rory's on here. Like, Rory, if you want to do a fashion show in the alley, like, let's do it. So let's get some stuff pulled together and, take your business outside of the brick and mortar walls and pull it out into the alley for a special event. You just need to go through the encroachment permit process, and I help you through that, as well as the street department handles the encroachments, but happy to help, kind of activate those spaces as well. The south alley, going back to that, there's going to be concrete repainting in that alley. So right now it's on a rotation, the alleys, as far as repainting the stamped concrete that's in them. So that alley will get repainted. It was supposed to be like this week, but just with the weather, it's going to be pushed back. We need like 3 or 4 days without rain in order for the paint to solidify onto the concrete. So that'll be happening. So that alley will kind of be shut off for probably 3 or 4 days while that's happening. And that'll be hopefully in the next 2 weeks. And then the other thing, so this idea came from a Cheryl over at Alexander's, and she had the idea of, if people are in the alley, that they could order off of a menu in the alley, and then they could bring over food into the alley for people that are sitting at the tables. And those types of ideas are things that we love because they are inspired and created by the business community. And what I love about my job is then I get to go back and try to figure out, like, how can we do that? Is it feasible? And if it is, then how can we implement it? And so right now I'm getting started on creating this menu board that would include any business that want to be included, and where you could sit in the alley and you could order food and it'd be brought right out to you on a kind of a to-go basis. So you won't be able to get alcohol delivered. Sorry, Bob, but you can get everything else delivered over there. So that's something new that we're going to be implementing. And then finally, Bridge of Flowers. So we're getting really, really close to having some activity over there. Unfortunately, the materials are on back order from the construction company, so it got pushed back a little bit. So now you're probably looking at sort of a mid-July start date on that. So mid-July through like that first week of August. And that's also one of the reasons that, Kate mentioning moving that street dance bag, it is sort of an issue for moving people back and forth to have that construction through there. So that was one of the issues that Kate has had to work through with that. And we appreciate her patience and her flexibility on that. But yeah, so we should see some activity there. And, once that's complete, and people see the vision for that, it's going to be one of the most unique assets in Hamilton County. And it's going to be a great place to take photos, to just take a quick seat and watch the river, watch people float by on canoes and kayaks. And we're real excited about it. So that's it for me this week. That was a lot of info. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk. So that's all I got.
Thanks, Aaron. All right. So anyone that is here live today, do you have any questions? You can just unmute and shout them out. No takers.
I'm sure they're shouting out, but they just haven't unmuted.
Hey, I did have, so I'm going to ask, I don't have a question, but Rory, I just sent you an email. Shoot me your cell phone number, because I got to give you a shout about a little something.
While we wait, I did want to give you guys a quick update too. At our last meeting, I mentioned that we were going to have the Indiana Arts Commission and some entrepreneurs in town. We had 34 emerging arts entrepreneurs in town for their on-ramp program 2 weeks ago. In all, that program brought something like $15,000 or $16,000 worth of business. It had to be closer to 8. Now I'm thinking about all the catering, $18,000 worth of business into downtown Noblesville just to run the event. And they all participated in lots of things in downtown. They hung out at Primeval and Grindstone and several other places. We got rave reviews as a community that embraces the arts. The mayor came and gave a great welcoming speech to all of them, and hopefully we'll be seeing participation from those entrepreneurs as their careers continue to build. So several of them were from Noblesville or Hamilton County, but the vast majority were from other parts of the state. So I just wanted to share that went really, really well, and our community looked great.
That's wonderful. So many wonderful things happening in our town. And I'm certainly proud of everything. So, well, with that, I thank you all for joining us today, and we'll look forward to the last Wednesday of June when we talk about what else is going on in the summer. Of course, if you have any questions in between, any of us of the Downtown Collaborative Committee are always available and always open to meet you for questions or a call or a Zoom, whatever you need. We're all here for you. So thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.